We're going to start seated. Now, if you've got a brick or a cushion, you're welcome to take that underneath your sit bones, just to give you a little bit more height. Okay. Then just rest your hands gently in front of you and close down your eyes. Take a really deep inhale in through your nose and open your mouth, sigh out. Take another deep inhale, the eyes closed down. Sigh out through the mouth. Take two more like this. Inhale all that fresh energy, fill the lungs, fill the belly, and sigh out to let go. One more like this. Now close down your mouth, relax your shoulders. Slightly draw the belly in, tuck the rib cage just slightly, and then grow a little taller through the crown of your head. Slowly take your hands onto your knees, and we'll take 5 deep breaths here, just in and out through the nose, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 3 more breaths in for 4, out for 4. Counting your own mind. Make this breath big, make it powerful. Let it release any tension in the body, any tension in mind. Good, take 1 more. And release all control of your breath. Just take a moment just to observe your natural rhythm. Allow the body to relax, mind to start to slow down. And then slowly, slowly tuck your chin in towards your chest. Keep the eyes closed down. Feel that lovely stretch at the back of the neck. And now we'll slowly take the right ear round to the right shoulder. So your left ear is pointing towards the ceiling. Drop your left shoulder, let it be heavy. Slowly bring the chin back towards the chest. We'll take a deep inhale, take the left ear round to the left shoulder this time. Let your right shoulder be heavy. And then slowly bring the chin back towards the chest. Now slowly blink open the eyes and lift your chin towards the ceiling now. Good. Lift your chest as well. Imagine there's a piece of string pulling the heart higher towards the ceiling. Good, and as you do this, let the shoulders roll back. Let them retract, come together, open the chest even more. And then slowly find a neutral spine as you bring the chin back parallel to the earth. Good. Let's bring the hands out in front of us and come into a tabletop position. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Now, we're going to move really slowly today, but we're going to focus on engaging muscles while stretching. So active stretching, okay? So you really find that strength as well as that length in this class. Now, slowly drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. Now we can be here really lazily, just allowing the back to arch, or we can start to bring in a bit of muscle engagement. So to do that, I want you to feel like you're pulling the heels of your hands back towards your knees, but your hands don't actually move. And the moment you squeeze your hands and knees towards one another, notice how the lower abdomen engages. Slightly draw the belly button up and then squeeze into your glutes. That's your butt cheeks. Good. We'll take 3 deep breaths here, keeping that engagement in the belly and the buttocks, pulling the hands back. Now trying to keep that squeezing in the butt, squeezing in the abs. Slowly start to push the floor away from you now and round in the back. Now, rather than pulling the hands back towards the knees this time, we're going to really push firmly into the hands to find that protraction in the shoulders. So the shoulder blades spread away from one another, and we start to find that muscle engagement here. Good, make sure you're continuing to squeeze your butt cheeks, really draw the belly button back, keep that engagement in the lower core, but now we're really adding on the upper body strength here. 3 more breaths. Trying to keep that breath in and out through the nose if you can. Good, keep that engagement. We're going to inhale, arch. Moving a bit quicker now. Exhale, round. Keep that squeezing in the buttocks, engagement in the core. Inhale, arch. Pull the floor back as you arch. Push the floor away as you round. Good, let's take 3 more of these. Slowly sinking movement with breath. Nice, guys. Last one. Now find a neutral spine. Tuck your toes, start to push your chest back towards your thighs. Keep pushing the floor away from you. Keep that engagement in the upper arms. Shoulder blades coming away from one another. Then lift your knees and then slowly start to lift your hips towards the ceiling. Coming into downward facing dog, but keeping a bend in those knees. Good, now as you slowly start to send the heels towards the floor, good, keep a bend in the knees, just slightly, because it is unlikely that the heels will come all the way. Squeeze into your butt cheeks and draw the belly button back, whilst pushing the floor away. 3 more breaths here. Just going to sort my mic out a second. Okay, now bring the knees down towards the mat, not quite all the way, just hover them a few inches and then look between your hands, look towards the top of the mat. Good, and then try and step 1 foot at a time to the top and come into a forward fold. Knees are bent here, try and find your lower rib cage on the thighs, let the head be really heavy, and then maybe you have a little sway from side to side. Good, allowing the upper back and the neck to release. Now slide your hands up your shins just below the knees, halfway lift, lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine, draw the shoulder blades together. Good, retract them together. Take 1 more deep inhale here. And as you exhale, bend the knees, chest to thighs, fold. Inhale, push into the feet, come all the way to standing, palms touch overhead. And then exhale, draw them down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, we're going to fold, hinge from the hips, bend the knees, chest to thighs. Good, let's step the right foot to the back of the mat. Bring the right knee down. Inhale, reach the fingertips forwards and up, equestrian pose. Exhale, take them down to frame the front foot, step back to plank. Come down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, push back to child's pose. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the knees, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, guys. Okay, so we're just going to move through a couple of these sort of modified sun salutations just to get the body warm, get us used to moving with breath. And then you'll notice today that we're going to take some longer holds. Good, bend the knees, bring them down towards the floor. Keep pushing your chest back, then look between your hands. Then step one foot and then the other to top of that. Let's fold here. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen legs, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. Push into the feet, come all the way to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, draw down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold. Let's step that left foot to the back of the mat, bring the knee down. If you struggle a little bit here on the knee, you find it quite uncomfortable, try and come to the top of your knee. You almost want to pull your knee forwards, so you're on that little bit of muscle at the top of your kneecap. Good, then reach the fingertips forwards and up. And take them down to the mat. Let's step back to plank. Good, if chaturanga's in your practice, you're welcome to take it. Otherwise, come with me, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Good, really think about pushing the floor away from you. Sending the hips high and pushing the chest back towards the thighs. Good, I don't care how deep your knees are bent in downward dog. What I care more about is that you're straight through the back. So you're trying not to round in the back. You're really pushing the chest back. One more breath here. Good, then bend the knees but keep pushing the floor away from you. Look between the hands and then step to the top of the mat. Let's forward fold here. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, exhale, fold. Push into the feet, come all the way to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, draw them down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flow and fold forwards. Step the right foot back, knee comes down. Let's rise up, equestrian pose. And then take it down, step back. Move through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Lovely, guys. Child's pose. So now in a Hatha class, it's really important to listen to your body. If you want to take a child's pose instead of a downward dog or perhaps something else that feels a little bit too strenuous for you today, then take your child's pose. Listen to your body. It's really empowering to do that. When you're ready, bend the knees up between the hands. Good, welcome if you're feeling a little bit more energized to hop back to the top of mat, landing as quietly as you can, otherwise stepping one foot at a time. We'll fold here. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Push into the feet, come all the way up. Really feel the lungs, palms touch overhead. Draw down in front of the heart. Release. Good, one more time. Inhale. And exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll take the left foot back. Bring the knee down. Find your equestrian pose. Hands come down to the mat. Step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Good, so low cobra, guys. Your arms stay bent. You just start to peel the heart, the ribcage off the mat, but you pause halfway. Then use your core to take yourself back to child's pose. And then use your core to lift your hips, downward facing dog. Really think about all of the movement coming from your core. Okay, in every pose in yoga, it requires engagement from that area. And once you get used to that and you start strengthening it, it really makes every pose much more accessible. One more breath here, downward dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands. Good, you can step or float to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Push into the feet, come all the way to standing, palms touch. And exhale, draw down in front of the heart, close down the eyes. Just take a moment. Really push into your feet. Grow through the crown of the head. Connect with your breath. And then release the hands, open the eyes. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold forwards. Good. Step back into your downward facing dog now. Take your right leg towards the ceiling. Three-legged dog. Now keep your hips square. And a trick to do that is slightly point the pinky toe of the right foot down and just square off through your hips. Really push the floor away from you. It's quite a challenging pose, three-legged dog, don't be fooled. Good, now point your right toe, start to come forwards into plank and draw the knee in towards the nose. Hold and find that pause for a moment before placing your right foot to the outer edge of the right hand as we come into this sort of lizard lunge. Good, so back knee is lifted, okay? I just want you to come forwards and back just a couple of times, coming to the tiptoes of the back foot. Good, just feeling into that hip joint, and then when you're ready, bring that back knee down and tuck the toes. Okay, now start to walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Now this may well be enough for us. I know some faces get pulled in this pose, okay, but if you want a little bit more and you feel like it's there for you, then you have the option of coming down onto the forearms. But experiment with how far forwards or how far back you want your hands to find that comfort. Good. And wherever you are, we're going to take 5 deep breaths. Try and find a place of stillness once you've chosen where you're coming to in the pose. Just be accepting of where you are today is where you're meant to be and all that jazz. Nice deep breaths. Try and relax your head, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. And slowly push into your hands, bring them back in line with that right foot. Lift your back knee as you tuck the back toes and bring the right foot in between the hands now. So you're going to move your right hand to the outer edge of the foot. Bring your back heel down so you come to the knife edge of the back foot. Okay, lots of moving around the hands here, but you're now going to bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Good, and see if you can send your left fingertips towards the ceiling. Now, if it's really difficult, then just straighten through your front leg a little bit and maybe take the hand onto the shin, finding triangle pose. Good, because this requires a lot of flexibility in the hips for you to have your hand all the way down. This is where a yoga brick might come in handy to place underneath the hand. Okay, so try and find a place of stillness here now and stay for 3 deep breaths. That's when you really start to tap in. You start to shut the mind down. Any frustrations start to move away once you breathe here. See if you can peel that left shoulder back a little bit more. One last full breath. Slowly take that left hand down to the mat. Bring the right hand back to the outside of the right foot. Lift your back heel, and now you're back in a low lunge position. Okay, so we want to step back to plank, but we want to get there in a bit more of an exciting way. So see if you can squeeze your right heel in towards your butt cheek. Lift the shin off the mat and hold there. Find that pause, find that moment where the shin is away from the floor, and then slowly step the right foot back. Come down to your knees, chest, chin, and then inhale all the way onto your belly as you reach the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles back behind you. Just take a deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, see if you can peel the heart off the floor as you draw the knuckles back. Keep the nose pointing down. Squeeze into your butt cheeks. 2 more deep breaths. Really draw the shoulders back. And then slowly take the hands down underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back to child's pose. We'll take 5 breaths in child's pose. Good, so sending your sit bones back whilst melting your heart forwards and down. Relax your head. When you're ready, in your own time, we're all going to meet back in downward facing dog. The feet should be hip distance in downward facing dog. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. But remember those knees are most likely to be bent. Lift the hips nice and high, and when you're ready, you can take your left foot off the mat and come into three-legged dog. So turn the pinky toe of that left foot down. That just helps you square off through the hip. Keep pushing through the hands. Just 2 more breaths here. This is going to give you lovely, strong shoulders. Keep pushing the chest back. Now let's come onto the tiptoes of the right foot as we start to come forwards into plank pose and draw the left knee in towards the chest. Good, find a moment of pause there. You're really pushing into the hands, shoulder blades are coming away from one another, and then try and place that left foot to the outside of that left hand. Good, back leg is straight, knee is lifted. Come onto your fingertips, guys, and just start to rock backwards and forwards a couple of times. And then when you're ready, bring that right knee down. We're going to start to walk the hands forwards. Nice and slowly does it. Okay, so do come to notice that you'll probably find both sides are slightly different. One may be a little bit more open than the other, and that's okay, that's very normal, we're never quite even. But do your best to try and mirror the variation that you took on the other side. So if you came down to the forearms, just see how that goes for you. And remember that you can experiment with taking the hands further forwards and back. If the forearms seem a long way off for you, then please guys, if you are a runner, football player, or perhaps you do a lot of strength training or not much at all and sat at a desk all day, it's going to be difficult for you to come down to the forearms. If you're new to yoga, it will take time. Just be patient with yourself. Accept where you are today. Slow your breath down. We'll take 3 more here. Try and really relax the head, relax the shoulders. Notice if you're holding tension in the jaw, very, very popular and commonplace for us to tense without us realising. And now we'll slowly walk the hands back in line with that left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and start to bring that left foot into the centre of your hands. Now we'll drop the back heel so we come to the outer edge of the back foot. So the outer edge of your back foot is parallel with the back of the mat. The left hand comes to the inside of the left foot, and then we try and reach the right arm up. Good, if that feels a bit too much, then you can come into more of a triangle pose where you lengthen the front leg and maybe take the hand onto the shin. Maybe you've grabbed your block and you've taken it underneath your hands. Wherever you are, really think about opening the chest, reaching high for those right fingertips and peeling that right shoulder back. Good, and we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. slowly bring that right hand down. Frame the front foot with the hands, lift the back heel. Good, now for that fun part. See if you can bring your hands flat to the floor. So you're coming into this low lunge position. We want to come back to plank, but we want to get there with control. And the muscle group that needs to engage the most here is the core. So really draw your belly button back, but then see if you can lift the foot and squeeze the left heel in towards the left butt cheek. Really push the floor away, and then slowly step back to your plank pose. Come down, knees, bend the elbows, chest and chin. Lie all the way on your belly. Bring the arms out in front of you. Rest your head on your forearms. Let the heels fall out wide. Take a moment to rest. Slowly bring the legs together. Ankles to touch. We're going to reach the arms back behind us. Interlacing the fingers again. Keep the nose pointing down to relax the neck. Take a deep inhale as you squeeze your butt cheeks and lift your heart up. Send the knuckles back behind you. Nice deep breaths, 5 in total. Anyone wants to take it a bit further, then you can lift the feet and the knees, but keep the legs together. 3 more breaths. Good work. Last one. And slowly release. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back to child's pose. 3 breaths here. And then when you're ready, we'll meet downward facing dog. Okay. 3 breaths here, guys. Again, think about pushing the chest back, lifting the hips high. You're almost trying to get your chest onto your rib cage. That's how much I want you to bend your knees until you really start to find the length from the hamstrings. Then you lengthen the legs. And as you lengthen the legs slowly over time, or even if you try to do that now, try and keep the upper body still. Just isolate the movement to the lower body. Last inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between your hands. Find your way back to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. In this fold, bring your feet together, big toes to touch. Start to take your sit bones back and down, so we're coming into this crouching position. Then reach your fingertips forwards in front of you. Good, and then up towards the ceiling, chair pose. Draw the lower belly back, send the tailbone down. Notice how that really changes the pose. 3 more breaths. Weight into the heels. Good. This is probably the last little bit of hard work that you're going to find on the legs for this class. 1 more breath. Sink a bit deeper. And then exhale, fold. Good work. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the legs. This time bring the arms out wide into aeroplane arms. Good. See if you can bring the weight slightly forwards into the front of the feet. Draw the lower belly in. 3 more breaths here. Keep that nose pointing down towards the floor. Find that alignment in the spine all the way into the back of the neck. Slowly relax down. Forward fold here. Bend the knees, chest to thighs. Good. Let's step back to downward facing dog. Good. Now, 3-legged dog. Take the right leg high. Come to the tiptoes of the left foot. And then slowly draw that right knee behind the right elbow this time. Good. Use your core. Find a moment of pause. Really draw it up. Push the floor away. And now we're going to set ourselves up for pigeon pose. So bring your right shin down to the mat. And try and get it in the direction of parallel with the top of your mat. Now, please guys, when I say parallel, you're going in that direction. If it comes completely parallel with the top of your mat, then tell me your secret. It's not going to happen. Come to your fingertips. Send your left leg a little bit further back behind you. Now, if you guys have got cushions, props, bricks, whatever you have, then you can place something underneath the right sit bone. Okay, just for a little bit more comfort here. Make sure the right foot is flexed. Okay, so square your heart, your body with the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale. Imagine there's a piece of string pulling your heart higher towards the ceiling so you find that length in your front body. Now keep that length as you slowly start to creep the hands forwards and then come down onto your forearms. Good. Take a moment to pause here. Some of us are going to stay here. Some of us might want to come in and fully extend the arms, lying flat onto the belly, forehead to the floor. Now, 10 breaths here. So maybe now I've announced that, you might back it off slightly, because I really want you to try and find a place of stillness here. Nice deep breaths. Think about sending your inhale to the area that you're opening in the body. Really feel into all of the muscle groups around the right hip, the right sit bone. Just a few more breaths here, relaxing face, jaw, shoulders. Very slowly start to lift your head and start to walk your hands slowly back towards the body, where you'll come back onto the fingertips. Okay, take a moment there and come down to your palms. Tuck your back toe, lift the back knee, step back into plank pose, and then take it up, downward facing dog. Good, left side, let's take that left leg high, three-legged dog. And then as you come forwards into plank, you're on the tiptoes of your right foot. Draw that knee in behind the elbow. Take a moment to hold it there, pause, and then try and bring your shin parallel with the top of the mat as you take the back knee down and walk that leg out a little bit deeper. Good. So maybe here you move your prop, if you have one, underneath the left hip. Of course, guys, that is optional. It just helps level out the hips a little bit if you are very tight here. Come onto your fingertips, inhale, lift through the heart, find that length in the front body, and then keeping that length, slowly come down onto forearms. Even if you know you can go the full way, start here. Just take a breath there, and then you can go deeper if you wish, by extending the arms out. 10 deep breaths here. The more slower and controlled you breathe, the more the body relaxes, the more the brain, the mind tells the body that it's safe to be here. Everything starts to tune and work together. Try not to battle with thoughts, battle with body, know your limits. We're halfway. Last 2 breaths. Slowly walk your hands mindfully back towards the body. Come onto fingertips, find that length, lift through the heart. And then place your hands down as you tuck your back toe, lift the knee, step back to plank, and then downward facing dog. Bend your knees up between your hands. We're going to jump the feet through and come onto our bottoms. Okay, now turn to face you. So we're going to take cradle here. So as if we haven't worked the hips enough, we're going to do a little bit more. So sitting cross-legged, I want you to pick up your top leg, it doesn't matter which one, and just take the sole of the foot into the hand. Now this can feel quite challenging, and we're probably noticing that the back's wanting to round here. So see if you can sit up tall. Good. Use your core to stabilise the spine, and then just slowly start to move the leg from side to side. Now the reason this pose is called cradle is because you can try and get the foot to the elbow crease of the right arm, okay? And then maybe interlace the hands so you cradle the leg in between the arms like a baby and then move from side to side. If this isn't available, guys, then just keep the hands on the foot. All we're doing here is just working into really lubricating the hip joint. Good, and then slowly extend that left leg out long. So you keep the bend in the right, extend the left leg long. Take your hands over the left leg, so you frame the leg, and then slowly fold over. So walk the hands towards the foot. Release your head, close down your eyes, allow the back to round here. Good. Keeping the hands on the floor, unless you are able to reach for the foot, then you're welcome to. If you have reached for the foot, make sure you slightly drop your right shoulder, lift your left. Squaring off through the shoulders. 3 more breaths here. So you also should feel that nice little side stretch, the right side of the body, around the right side of the lower back. We'll slowly walk the hands back towards us. Come back to centre, bend into that leg, and we're going to cradle on the other side now. So the trick is the leg that's down, apologies, I don't know whether it's your left or right because I've given you an option, is not to have the heel too close to your sit bones. Have it a little bit further away from you. That will just help stabilise the body a little bit so you don't feel like you need to round so much to balance. So once you've got hold of the foot, sit up nice and tall. Good, and then just start to move the knee out side to side. Good, if you know you're able to take the cradle, maybe you can do it on one side and not the other. Like I said, we're always different. You're going to take the foot into the elbow crease and try and interlace the hands. Good. And just slowly moving from side to side. And this is the prep for a very exciting pose that I can't do, where you eventually take the leg around the back of the head. But trust me, guys, life doesn't get any better when you can do it. In fact, I can't quote that. I don't know because I can't do it, but I don't expect it would do. Alright, let's release the leg, extend it out long. Frame the extended leg with your hands. Inhale to lift the chest, and exhale, let's fold. If you're able to take the foot, then you're welcome to. Close down your eyes, release your head. You can allow the spine to round here. Two more breaths. Slowly come back up. Extend both the legs out in front of you. Take the feet as wide as the mat. Reach the arms in between the feet as far as you can. Draw the belly in. Good, and keep drawing the belly in now, using your core to slowly start to lean back. Keep reaching forwards, reaching forwards. Use your core. And eventually come to lie down, landing in your Savasana, your final pose. Let the feet fall out wide, palms face the ceiling. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose, really fill the belly with air. Open the mouth to sigh it out. Take one final deep inhale. And then release your breath, allowing it to return to a rhythm that it wants to find naturally without your control. The body doesn't always need your mind to work peacefully. Take your awareness to your feet. Gently inhale and exhale to relax the feet. Your shins, knees, thighs. Release your lower back. Allow it to feel spacious. Relax your belly, ribs. Take your awareness to your heart. Feel the warmth of your heart. Relax the whole of the chest area. Shoulders, upper arms, elbows, wrists, all 10 fingers. Allow them to relax. Swallow once to relax the throat. Release your jaw. Relax your cheekbones. Let the eyes sink back deep into their sockets. Relax, surrender, relax. We'll just spend our final minute here allowing ourselves to let go, allowing the body to be still, allowing the mind to pause. Very gently start to wiggle your toes and then your fingers. Start to deepen your breath. Bring life back into the body. Slowly bring the ankles to touch. Reach the arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. Bend into your right knee and roll onto your left side. Take a moment there. Keep the eyes closed down. And gently push into your right hand as you slowly and lazily come up to a comfortable kneeling or seated position. Take your hands to gently rest in your lap, palms face up. Grow through the crown of your head, roll the shoulders back and down. Just take a moment just to connect with your breath. See how it feels. And then see how you feel. Ask yourself, check in with yourself, something we don't do enough. Just show some gratitude to yourself for showing up on your mat for your body, for your mind. And then close this gratitude by bringing the palms together in front of the heart center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale fully. Namaste.